Hello, shamanic friends around the world. I have some exciting news today, but first a little smudge coming your way. Usually I'm out here on the deck in North Carolina, but today I'm on a deck in South Carolina. A beautiful beach that I try to come to several times a year for healing and vision questing and sacred union. So just sending you some virtual smudge. But for those of you who know how to use smudge, you know that it goes into the invisible realms, from this realm to the visible to the invisible, and then it travels wherever it needs to go, including into the ears and the nostrils and the heart of great mystery itself and the great spirit. So see if you can catch a smell, a whiff of this beautiful energy. There's butterflies flying all around me. I don't know if you can see them. Dragonflies, peregrine hawks, falcons, red hawks, little sandpipers, pelicans, dolphins, bees. It's like the last big yahoo of summer, you know. We're in fall officially, but it's like the last celebration of this time of year. So it's verdant and fertile and rich and beautiful and sacred. So just send some of the healing here of the ocean to you. The waves are crashing in right now. Send all of this energy to you. If you can't be out in nature right now, then be in this virtual nature with me. And let the energy of the swan feather of grace and ease and surrender and sacred union come to you. Sacred love, sacred marriage. I was reading about Hyros Gamos this morning. The sacred marriage, the marriage of the sky and the earth, the sea, the east, the west, the north, the south, above, within, and below. The sacred marriage of everything, all opposites that reconcile within our own hearts. So just take this ceremony in today, if you will, for sacred union for yourself. The light, the dark, no difference. We learn from our shadows. We learn from our insights and visions. We learn in the night, the dark night of the soul. We learn in our dreams. And we learn whenever our hearts are open and we're willing to surrender and to learn. So with that, I'd like to share a couple of treasures from the sea with you. And short distance apart from one another, a couple of days ago as we were walking on the beach here, I found this really beautiful piece of black coral. I don't know if you can really make out the little crystalline energy in it and how beautiful it is, but it's kind of light, but it's just absolutely beautiful, and it glitters in the sun. And a short distance away from there, Nicholas found this absolutely perfect, we're calling it the Venus shell, this absolutely perfect Venus shell. Yeah, hope you can see that. It's like one of those times when you find a shell that's literally flawless. It is. So those two seem to fit together, and we just kind of set this one on top of the other to show the light and the dark and the beauty. So we're here on the beach house, and behind us there's the walkway and the sand, and mainly looking up and down this beach right now, there's almost nobody here. But right as we started to film this, we must have attracted some people. Two people walked by and gave a big wave as I was drumming, which that's nice. You don't always know what people are going to say or feel when they see you out drumming and burning smudge. They don't know what it is sometimes, but they waved and were very friendly. And then we've got three very raucous women right on the beach, right behind me. They've come here, they've lathered themselves up, they've gotten themselves all situated here to catch some rays here. And they're just having a grand time and really laughing and telling jokes. It reminds me of some of my gal friends when we hit the beach together, or the woods, or just even sitting around the dinner table. So I hope they're having a good time. But you might hear their voices and So you can just incorporate that into what I'm sharing with you. And this is my little Venus rising statue, and Nicholas actually found this on a shelf in Bali, in Ubud, when we were there a couple years ago. And this little magic shop, there was all kinds of things, but just almost in the dark, and on this one shelf, kind of scooched back, was this little figurine of Venus. And of course she is rising, and so she's here with us today too. So this is some of the medicine that I'm sharing with you, is that Venus, that part of us, love and wisdom, is perennial. It's not annual, it's perennial. It comes back. Things may die, things may go, but it comes back over and over again. It's not a one-time deal. So Venus rising, Venus rises. And with that, I want to share with you something exciting that we just found out today, and that is the newest book that I've co-authored with my beloved co-author and shamanic gal friend, wild gal friend, Vera Lopez. Our book is coming out pretty soon, and right now you can go ahead and pre-order it, and I think that the waiting time isn't that long at all. I think it's available. So I just found that out today, and it's the Shamanic of Peru. And those of you who followed me for a while know that I have the Shamanic Mysteries of Egypt with my beloved shamanic sister, Nikki Scully, the Anubis Oracle deck with Nikki, and the Shamanic Egyptian Astrology book with Ruby Falconer, dear friend and sister and colleague. Also have the Shamanic Mysteries of Africa with Carly Matamore, another dear sister, and we made that trip and that journey to Africa to be with the White Lions. And when I would go to Peru, I go with Vera. And I went to Egypt, and I've been to Egypt with Nikki Scully, and then also led my own trips there. So these journeys that we take, like physical journeys, adventures, shamanic journeys of going to Africa, Egypt, Peru, somehow always turn out to be a book. They always turn out to be not just a book, but mystery teachings that we bring back and that we bring back to you. And I find it interesting because Nikki is a longtime Egyptian shamanic scholar. She would humbly say that's not true, but it's true. She's taken people there at least 70 or 80 times over the years. And I feel so privileged that my very first trip to Egypt was with the great grand mistress, the grand dame of Egypt herself, Nikki Scully. So thank you, Nikki. And thank you how that spurred those 3 books, those 3 mystery school books from Egypt to be birthed. And what an incredible download we received. But it was me when we came home that called Nikki up and said, they're talking to me, you know. Thoth and Anubis are talking to me. I think that there's something that wants to come through. And over the next few months, we created and channeled and brought through the living experience, the living, breathing energies of Egypt, and also the downloads of the energies from the archetypes themselves. The same thing happened with my dear sister, Carly. Carly and I have been working on developing her body of work around the shamanic mysteries, around Africa, and around expanding, or I'm not going to even say expanding because Linda Tucker's work with White Lions is expansive enough, but maybe adding our own viewpoint from that and humbly doing that. And Carly has been to South Africa many times. So we went on this journey, we came back, and when we came back from that journey, we were able to put together this beautiful book on the shamanic mysteries of Africa. And now, this feels like somehow some sort of amazing full circle, because I've been to Peru several times, but my dear sister, so I just want to say I encourage Carly, like let's get this book out about Africa. I really want to acknowledge the White Lions in this special place, Timbavati, where the star lions, the White Lions, are born. And then I've been encouraging my dear sister, these are all shamanic sisters, Vera, to do this book on the Andean people, Peru, the mysteries for quite a long time. And she says, Dina, I'm not going to do it. You know, you have to be with me. We'll do it. And this last trip we took, we came back and said, this is it. And so we, once again, I want to acknowledge Inner Traditions International, ITI, Bear and Company. They've published all 3 of these books. They've published almost all books that I've authored or co-authored. But the 3 mystery schools from 3 different branches of ley lines and that connect around the world have been created through ITI and through Shamanic Sisters. And I just love that. So now this new baby is the Shamanic Mysteries of Peru. And I'm so excited. Vera has been to Peru numerous times. She's, you know, taken so many people over the years. And she takes you on such a deep journey. It's hard to imagine going with anyone else. And she has such a connection with the Quechua people, with the Andean shamans, with the Pacos. And they treat us like family. They invite us in, and they pass their ceremonies. And they say that we pass these ceremonies, our ancestors, to be with you. And they're so open-hearted, and they give those ceremonies so open-heartedly. And then they say, please go back wherever you've come from and share these mysteries with others. So we do that. We do that in our here at Venus Rising. Everything that we do, we share our mysteries at our mystery schools, in our teachings. But also, it's nice for those of us who, whatever reason, we may never meet each other in person, or you may never get to those countries at this time. Who knows? You can still undergo these shamanic initiations. And if you'd like to undergo these initiations and understand them from through the eyes, if you will, of Vera Lopez and Star Wolf, and the Andean people there, then we hope you will enjoy and go ahead and pre-order your book. Now, I want to tell you that we sent it out to just a handful of people to endorse the book, to read it, to see what they thought, and the reviews came back from people were 5 stars. And so we hope you enjoy it too. We hope you'll leave reviews on Amazon or share with your friends. But most importantly, what we really hope is that you'll read the book, that you'll be inspired by the Andean people, by the magic and mystery that is still very alive there, and as it has come through us, from our hearts to yours, and that especially now, that it will help bring more healing to the planet and to all of us, and give us some practical wisdom in our everyday lives of how to stay connected. Did not know if you saw that, but a little black butterfly just almost landed on my chest. So how to stay connected during these times, shamanic times, these dark times, when we're going into the underworld and things are dying and we're seeking a new vision. So it's time for us to grow up and be Aquarian visionaries, be Aquarian shamans. So enjoy the ocean, enjoy the waves. There's some people out there swimming now. It's a little chilly, but they're having a good time. And send you a heart full of love.